Okay, we're getting ready to leave on one of our Anything Can Happen Day adventures. We're going to Cosby, Tennessee, near the Great Smoky Mountains entrance to check out a campground that Lynn found on the internet. It's me, Maggie, and Lynn. Me, the guy that's always behind the camera. And we are currently in Kingsport, Tennessee, high on a hill overlooking beautiful Kingsport, Tennessee. And we're getting ready to leave on this adventure. It's about an hour and a half drive there, an hour and a half back. That is Maggie's arch nemesis. Where's she at? Oh, there she is. That's Maggie's arch nemesis. We don't know her name, but they don't get along. But when it comes, that's the only thing that can distract Maggie from a good argument with that dog is a ride. Maggie, you want to go for a ride? Here. And we're off. She's got her water. I better get you some more water, Maggie. All right, before we head south on I-26 to the I-81 interchange, we'd like to give Maggie a little opportunity to evacuate all unnecessary substances. So this is Kingsport's $9 million rest area. And I like it because it has a really neat little dog walking area. As you can see, there's the rest area and a visitor center. And then here's the rest area. It's not as cool as the one in Unicoi, Tennessee, but it is kind of neat. They have a little walk area. So me and Maggie are going to take a little walk, and she's going to do her business, and we'll be back in just a second. That stop at the Kingsport rest area, a total success. Maggie did her business. I went inside just just in case, which in case worked. And they had free stuff in there. What is in the bag, Lynn?
Yeah.
They had a bag of goodies, goodie bag.
Hand sanitizer, mask,
Okay.
maps, postcard, trash bag.
All right. So, and then another thing that we do when we stop at this rest area, or most Tennessee rest areas, at least in this area, have free baggies, dog baggies, dog duty baggies. So I always try to get a couple extra and put in my pocket. That's a pro tip. Just make sure we walk away with something. So now we're heading back onto I-26. Kingsport, by the way, is the last stop on Interstate 26. It goes from Kingsport to Charleston. So we're at the far northern end of I-26 where it ends, and this car will not let me in. Okay, so it's a really good place to live if you like to travel, because you're at an interstate crossroads. As you can see right here, we're coming up to the crossroads with Knoxville, Bristol Interstate 81, and we'll be heading towards Knoxville. But if you turn the other direction, it goes all the way up to Niagara Falls and into Canada. But I-81 ends in Knoxville and merges into 40, and 40 goes across the whole country. 40 goes from Wilmington, North Carolina, all the way out to California, Los Angeles area. But in our area, in Tennessee, it goes from here in Kingsport, or not from Kingsport, from Knoxville to Memphis, if you head west. But so anyways, but we're not going that far. We're just going to Cosby, Tennessee. But I wanted to show you where we're at. Right now we're headed south on I-26, and if we kept going, we'd end up in Asheville, North Carolina, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, and then Charleston, South Carolina. But we're not going that far. We're going to turn right up here and head towards Knoxville on I-81 westbound to Cosby, Tennessee. said, oh, it's just me and my wife and the dog, and so she gave me an extra mask. Alright, here we go. This is the intersection, the crossroads of I-26 and I-81. And we're about 50 miles from the end of I-81, maybe a little bit less, where it ends and merges with I-40. But okay, we are westbound on I-81, and I'll check back in with you as we get closer to our destination. In fact, I guess I should probably explain what's going on here. This is my new video blog. I've had a YouTube page for ages, and I won't tell you why I decided to start a new one, but my original YouTube page is more for like family stuff and just fooling around. This is going to be a video page dedicated to travel, tourism, destinations, things that we're close to. Like I said, we're in a really neat area here where there's a lot to see and a lot to do and a lot to explore, and within day trips. So day trips from Kingsport, Tennessee, you could live your whole lifetime and not do the same thing twice. Lynn's getting mad at me for I'm violating the no hands rule in Tennessee. You're not supposed to video. She's wanting me to hand it to her. So anyways, I don't know if you can still hear me, but my previous YouTube page, I usually do documentaries and I do things like that, and that have been on that, but that's mostly and did racing stuff. I was a race car driver for years, and I had a lot of racing videos on it. But this page right here, this YouTube channel, is going to be strictly and solely dedicated to travel. We travel all over the place, but mostly in East Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, and Northwest North Carolina, and then along the eastern coast, the beaches of the Atlantic and things like that. But we've got a lot to see, and this is our first official video for this new page, so I hope you enjoy it. Sign off. Okay, we're pulling out of the rest area, which is about a mile from where I-81 ends, and we merge into I-40. We're about 20 miles from Knoxville. And ordinarily, when we come to this interchange, we'd be turning towards Knoxville because that's where Lynn's sister lives, and we go visit them. If we're going to North Carolina, we generally take I-26 straight down from Kingsport. But today is a special occasion. We're actually turning on the I-40 side, which means I need to get over. But you noticed this, our last video installment, we were at the rest area,
Friendship Falls Campground,
and there's the thing telling us where to go.
We were 3 miles. Take exit 1A on the left to merge onto I-40 east toward Asheville.
I know. So anyways, we were at the Kingsport rest area. See, Maggie thinks that the whole purpose of these adventures is for her to be able to stop and pee in different, new, and interesting places. So we try to make sure she has as many peeing opportunities as possible, just to make it a fun adventure for her also. I'm not sure she's interested in seeing the sights and beautiful scenery as much as she is peeing on the beautiful sights and scenery. So anyways, we're headed
Use the left lane to take exit 1A on the left to merge onto I-40 east toward Asheville.
Okay, we know. The lady that gives us directions on the computer, she nags you to death. And they tell you the wrong way a lot of times too. They'll take you on some real, I'm aware of that, thank you.
Exit left.
They'll take you on some real hodgepodge as the
In 14 miles, take exit
as the crow flies.
21 and state route 32 toward Gatlinburg.
Okay. They'll take you on some real hodgepodge as the crow flies trip to get to your destination, but in the mountains you can't always go as the crow flies. You have to go around big mountains and valleys and rivers and gorges. So it's not always good to listen to that, but on interstate it's pretty safe to listen to that lady. So anyways, we are now on I-40 headed towards North Carolina. We won't actually make it to North Carolina We're 18 miles from our cutoff in Cosby, so we're almost there. I'm going to sign off.
13 miles.
13 miles. I was handing the phone to Lynn so she could turn it off so I can drive, but she didn't catch that. And we're now exiting I-40. Excuse me. Excuse me again. That just hit me all of a sudden right when we started recording. Anywho, just exited I-40. Which way, Lynn? I assume this way.
Yeah.
Heading towards the mountains. We're in Newport, Tennessee. So we are now 11 miles away, you said? 10 miles away from the campground. We'll check back in when we get there. Definitely heading into the Smoky Mountains. You can see got some good sized mountains up there ahead of us. Snow-capped. Oh, in case I didn't mention, it is January 24th. Sunday, January 24th, 2021. Just for those who want to know the context of when this is being filmed. Getting closer to the big mountains here. Looks like we're coming to a three-way stop. Which way, Lynn? Left turn. Right? Left? Which way?
Right.
Cosby, right. I told you. Oops. Okay. We were on our way to the campground, and I saw this stuff. This guy's got some really neat looking wood stuff, wood carvings. We're in Cosby, so I thought I'd check it out. They're closed. It's Sunday, so they're closed, but I thought I'd stop and show you what this guy's doing. This stuff's great. And he's got his eagle nest there. That's pretty cool. He's got a fish. And there's a Sasquatch mountain home site. This is on I-31 in Cosby on the way to Gatlinburg. Look at this. That's pretty cool. Get some bears hiding out in a log. And a Sasquatch. And got a bear here just chilling. Oh. Absolutely no photography without permission. Well, sorry. Well, in my own defense, I didn't see the absolutely no photography without permission sign until I'd already committed photography. So what's done is done. I can't go back in time. But I wanted to show that we saw that. We were passing by and we saw those bears and we're like, dang, that's neat. We need to stop and look at that. So anyways, we're gone. The adventure continues. We're definitely in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains now. Lots of pretty scenery. I guess definitely in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains now. This camera phone probably doesn't do the view justice. We're real close to the entrance of this campground.
600 feet.
600 feet. Lynn, you want to take over?
There it is.
Where? Right here? Friendship Falls?
Yeah.
Alright, where are we going?
This is it.
Oh, so we're right on the road? This is it?
Creek's right behind you.
There's a cabin. I guess we could pull into this campsite and just check it out. Are they gonna? Worst they can do is run us off. That's what we came here for. Okay, we're at the Friendship Falls Campground, which I didn't even know the name of it until we got here. But this is right on the road. This is what we came to see. You camp right. There's our car. There's Lynn, and we've got a couple of cabins there, and you're right on the creek, which is cool because you could probably play in that creek, which I'm a big creek player. And there's a fire pit. Let's go ahead and walk down here. The worst they can do is throw us out. Well, that's probably not the worst they could do, but we don't need to imagine too bad. So we're walking here, and this is the campground. There's a couple of cabins here, and this is January, so this is probably their off season. And that's probably the host. Looks like we got an observation deck here. I guess I should have mentioned what we're doing is we're doing a recon mission to see if we want to camp here this summer when it gets warm. And there's the falls. There's the Friendship Falls. And it looks like they've got a nice little place for you to lounge and grill. And a hot tub. And then you kind of step the stairwell down to the falls. And I would imagine they'd get that tree out of there before it comes back into season, because that tree looks pretty fresh. But you don't want that tree there to impede your enjoyment of the falls. So anyways, this is what we're here. What do you think? If you're watching this was an 1.5-hour drive from our house. Is it worth the trip to come out here and camp? I think there's only 9 spots. So this seems like there's a camper there. And I really only see one that, well, okay, heading back to the car. I'm gonna try and talk Lynn into driving over the mountain. She wants to go back and do laundry, but I call it anything can happen day for a reason. That reason being, I didn't drive all the way out here just to look at this. I want to go over the mountain. So we'll see what she says. It's almost lunchtime too. Okay, and as far as I can tell, The only campsite that's vacant at this moment is right here. Unless I'm seeing multiple water hookups. There's a sewer hookup right there. And electric and water. But then there's a water hookup there. I don't know if that's for the cabin or what. But so what'd you think, Lynn? Someplace you want to stay?
Yeah, I liked it.
Even though it's right on the road?
Yeah, there's nothing right back there. I can see what the other side is.
So this is it, huh? So that one right there must be like a long-term camper. I'm backing out. They got these cabins here, but they're taking up campsites.
They really
So let's see, we got that one, those two campsites right there. There's a campground one, there's a vacancy on one. You got a cabin. I guess that's a little lodging that you've ran. I don't know what that thing is. I'm not interested in that. And I think this is the host. I don't think he's here right now. And there's a vacancy right there, right in the middle of everything. And then 2 more spots. Okay, so we'll check it out online and maybe reserve a site here and come play in the water when it gets warmer. Right now we're gonna head down the road and see what we can find. Friendship Falls, cabins and campsites. This is on Highway 321 in Cosby, Tennessee. Foothills Parkway. All right, we're taking the Foothills Parkway. I told you this is anything can happen day. I don't know what this is. I don't know where we're going or what. I know if we keep going straight, we're gonna end up in the Smokies. I have no idea what the Foothills Parkway is, but we're gonna check it out. If there's something interesting, I'll stop and show it to you. Okay, I received new orders. Lynn's got another campground she wants to check out. That's about 14 miles from here. So we got about 200 yards into the Foothills Parkway. And now, as you can see there, we're headed towards the Smoky Mountains National Park. Where we're going is about 14 miles from where we're at right now. Greenbriar Campground. So we may come down this way on the way back. I told you, anything can happen. We almost headed down the Foothills Parkway and then anything happened, and now we're not. Now we're headed towards another campground, getting closer to the Smokies. So we might just forget about the Foothills and just go over the Smokies unless it's closed. It might be closed. I'm getting kind of hungry too. And the closer we get to Gatlinburg, the closer we get to good food. So Foothills, it was a beautiful dream, but it might not happen. Okay, we just pulled off the highway into the Cosby camping and picnic area, which is not where we were originally headed, but this is a minor detour to our detour.
We're in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
As I said, this is anything can happen day, so we're going. So we don't even know where we're going. pretty scenery. But we do this a lot. We just kind of, we say we're going one place, then we see something and we go a different place, and next thing you know, we don't know where we're at or how we're getting home. But we'll see what we can see here. We'll be back in just a second.
All the facilities closed. Looks like this tent.
Closed, but at least can we go up and look at it? They got the road open. Hope they don't lock us in. Apparently it's just tent camping, but we still want to look at it. Hikers. We got hikers alert. Okay, this is the end of the line for the Cosby picnic area and camping. They got the campground closed, but we've been kind of looking at the campsites, and it looks like they allow campers, so this might not be a bad place to camp. There's tent camping and camper camping, and there was a dump station, so they wouldn't have a dump station if they didn't allow camping. That's Maggie. So let's just take a look at what we got here. Looks like they got an amphitheater. This is part of the Smoky Mountain National Park, which is right there. Howdy. I got a feeling there's a pretty cool view over this ridge here. Just a hunch. Well, another ridge. Walking trails. Maggie May, you're gonna pull me down the hill. Ooh. Okay. I guess that's the, for brave people, that's how you get down to the water. Maggie, are you brave enough to go down there? No, you ain't going down there. If she thinks there's a squirrel down there, she'll go down there. Looks like they got some water down there. I should fill up her water jug. But you never know if it's any good or not. You'd like to think it is at the... Okay. Low Gap Trail. So anyways, we just came to check out this camping area. This isn't the one that we started for. This is just the one that we decided to take a side detour to. Look at that down there. Maggie, you are scaring me. She's got no fear. You know, that's straight down, girl. Okay, so this seems like it would be a nice place to camp. There's where we're parked up there. But we're about 2 miles in from the main highway. So we'll go ahead and sign off and get back on track to our other one we were headed to, Greenbriar, the one that Lynn wanted to go to. Have you bear-proofed your campsite? Is that good? So that's on the way out. And this is a little Lynn's video too. She's stealing my idea.
I'm just taking pictures.
And that's empties into that other creek, so. But there's all kinds of pretty stuff to look at on this little road here. Here's a pretty little spot on the side of the road. Just a little pull off. And you can go down here, and when it's hot out, you can go down here and put your feet in the water and cool off. And there's a little rapids. I'm not gonna go down there right now. My shoe's untied. It might be dangerous. But you can kind of see how pretty it is. It's a little pretty little creek in Cosby, Tennessee. Maggie's mad at me for leaving her. She thinks she's got to come with me. I'd say that water is cold. So that was the turn we were supposed to make before we decided to go see what this Cosby picnic area and camping area was about. Now we're back on track to the Greenbriar campground that's Lynn found on the website while we were in Cosby. Actually, technically, we're still in Cosby, but we're headed down 321. We're still headed in the direction of Gatlinburg, but we're going to stop before we get to Gatlinburg. Okay. Signal. Greenbriar Campground. 250 yards. Great Smoky Mountains. So, this is what Lynn wanted to see. So if it sucks, we can blame her. Ah! What? Apparently that's a campground right there, isn't it? There it is. They're blocked. Do not block. Well,
Hey, this looks like a nice one, doesn't it?
maybe we can sneak in here anyways. Take a look. Trespassing. Citizens arrest. Citizens arrest.
This is neat, isn't it?
Well, let's get out here and look at it and see if we get shot or arrested. So you can see, there's where we just came off the highway, and then this is the campsites on the road side of the creek. And there's the entrance we were just at over there. And they got sewer, they got water, they got picnic tables. Looks like they got the makings of some shade trees here. And then you come down here. Ooh, oh, old knees. And this is where you have your creek fun. So if you could get a campsite on the creek, that would probably be ideal. Otherwise, I don't see much of a point. But it looks like they got a bunch of them, so. And not really a swimming creek, more of a wading creek. But a nice cool place to sit and listen to the water trickle and maybe drink a cold beer and chill out. Use this as a home base for going on expeditions to the Smokies. So it's not the worst campground I've ever seen. Greenbriar. This is about 13 miles from the Cosby location we were just at. And look at nice big wide campsites. Got a fire pit, a grill, electric, water, sewer, picnic tables. Let's see if they got cable. No cable. That's all right, we don't need cable when we're camping. All right, well. That's what we came here for. Now we gotta decide where we're going next. We're back on the road and we're just kind of looking at where how the creek bends. And there's campsites all the way down the creek, so. Yeah, it wouldn't be much of a point to camping here if you weren't on the creek. In my opinion. And of course, that's what it's all about right there. The big mountain, big snow peaks, but they won't be snow peaks.
Oh, here comes a car. Okay, I have to go.
Okay. Goodbye, Greenbriar. We might see you again someday. Greenbriar Campground, halfway between Gatlinburg and Cosby. Where to, boss? Are we going to Gatlinburg or are we going back? You're the boss. Tell me. We gotta make a decision.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, well, Lynn found out through our mapping system that Greenbriar is only 4 miles from Gatlinburg, which A tells me it's going to be packed in the summertime, but B, we could have gone to Gatlinburg and drove through there and then maybe seen if the mountain was open. This time of the year, probably not, because you saw those mountaintops were snow-capped, which that's where you would be if you tried to cross the mountain, is up that high, so it's probably closed. It's icy. So we're going to go back the way we came, and the original plan was to take that Foothills Trail. Interesting side story, a couple years ago we went camping we stayed in Newport and just toured around some beautiful scenery areas around that part of the state. And we came to the junction of that Foothills Parkway and said, nah, let's just keep going on to Gatlinburg. And we kind of wished later that we had taken the parkway, because when we got stuck in traffic in Gatlinburg, my truck started to overheat and it was a disaster. So now we're going to actually fulfill that prophecy and take the Foothills Parkway. And evidently, where we started to enter it at Cosby is actually the end, and where we started to enter in Newport is probably the beginning. So we'll be as this series is called, anything can happen today. We're gonna be exploring previously unexplored territory, for us anyways. All right, we're back in Cosby, After a minor detour at a little mini mart that had a very poor selection, got a couple of candy bars and a drink and a water for Maggie, $8. That's Gatlinburg prices. So we're closing back in on the Foothills intersection. Should be coming right up. There it is, there's a sign. Foothills Parkway ahead. So we're almost there. In Cosby, Tennessee. Foothills Parkway. You didn't see that, I just switched hands with the camera so I could do the turn signal. And we're off. So whenever we come across something interesting, we'll stop and give you a look at it. Just a short distance in, I guess this is the official Foothills Parkway sign, entrance sign. Lynn's gonna be the camera person now. I guess let's just enjoy this ride for a couple seconds. So listen to Maggie pant. If you're hearing Maggie pant, that's her natural thing when she goes for a ride. She stopped because she heard her name. But when she goes for a ride, she gets so excited she just pants the whole time. But it may seem like she's not happy or she's under stress, but actually, that's going for a ride is her favorite thing in the whole world. So if you're going to continue to watch this video blog, as well, I guess it's a vlog, like Vlad the Impaler, except it's a vlog. Maggie's generally with us, and so you're going to hear a lot of panting. And it would appear that we're facing the big hills. You see, Lynn, the trees are in the way. They need to cut these trees down so you can see the scenery over there. If it was summertime, you wouldn't be able to see anything. But I like taking these scenic routes in the wintertime and before the leaves come out, because then you can actually see the scenery, see the landscape. The greenery is nice, but you're like encompassed in it, enwrapped, enshrouded. There you go. Where's my thesaurus? You're enshrouded in greenery, and you can't see what the scenery looks like. Okay, we're at our first pull off. Haha! Oh my, look at that. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. Should we stop? Pulling it back in. Okay, Maggie and I are getting out at the first pull-off on the Foothills Parkway right after entering at Cosby. Oh man, somebody threw their garbage down there. Can you believe that? What kind of, and then there's Maggie peeing. That's her main attraction. But what we're here to see is this beautiful scenery. So this is pretty. Pretty view, pretty view. And we're off.
Take a picture in it.
Yeah, there's the picture Lynn took of me and Maggie as I was taking a picture. Taking a picture. Okay, we're leaving. Oh, I'm in neutral. I'm driving Lynn's car. It was not that bad of a situation. We went backwards 2 inches. Okay, we are exiting the first turnoff of the Foothills Parkway. Lynn's taking back over of the camera work because this is probably kind of a treacherous roadway. But we'll just kind of show you a little bit of it here. This kind of reminds me of the Blue Ridge Parkway. You drive for a little bit and you stop a little bit, and you drive a little bit and you stop a little bit. Unlike the Blue Ridge Parkway though, somebody dumped a big old bag of garbage down the hill there, and that makes me mad. So of course you didn't see me go down there and pick it up, but I got things to do. We're busy. We got to get back and do laundry. Foothills Parkway turnoff number 2, and this one's very popular apparently. It is a pretty view. Several cars here. I don't like the idea that there's people spraying graffiti on the sidewalks. But yeah, this is number 2 from Cosby. This one's a little more pretty. It's not quite as much junk on it. I let Maggie out at Foothills Parkway turnoff number 4, which apparently would be the last one. You see some mountains. Come over here, Maggie. Oh. Because I believe this is the entrance sign on the other side. There it is. So that's apparently that was a pretty short ride. It was only, I think it was like 6 miles, not even. 4 turnoffs, 6 miles on the Foothills Parkway, but still some pretty scenery. Well, people aren't really treating this place with the level of respect it deserves. Lots of garbage. Lots of garbage down this hill. You don't see that on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Very disappointed in whoever did this. Beer cans. Very disappointed. Beef jerky wrapper. What a jerk. They are real jerkies. But if you don't want to look at the garbage, just look straight up and this is what you'll see. Okay, we're now exiting the Foothills Parkway. Hopefully we'll find something to eat. I'll ask Lynn to hold the phone for a second while I put my seatbelt on. So to summarize what we did today, we went to Cosby to look at a little 9-site campground right on the creek, and Lynn had to cough. Ugh. Take 2. Okay, we're going to be leaving the turnoff number 4 of the Foothills Parkway now, and headed back to someplace in civilization, hopefully to find something to eat, because we're both getting kind of hungry. To summarize our expedition today, we went to Cosby, Tennessee, which is about an hour and a half from Kingsport where we live. We looked at a campground that has 9 spots, and it's right on a little creek that has a tiny waterfall. It was really cute. It's right on the road though, so I'm not 100. I don't give it 4 stars out of 4, but you never know. We might check it out. Then we went to the Cosby Picnic and Campground area, which is part of the Smoky Mountain National Park. Campground was closed. You couldn't even get up and look at it, but they had a dump station, so I imagine they don't have sewer and may or may not have water. You couldn't even tell. But it was still a real pretty area, but not a lot to do unless you want to hike and use it as a staging area for expeditions up into the mountains. Campground number 3 was Greenbriar, which is 4 miles from Gatlinburg. Big, wide campsites right on a creek, very pretty. 4 miles from Gatlinburg, that means you're like right in the middle of all the action. Lots of stuff to do within driving distance, a short drive. So that would be my top pick for the day as far as our our recon mission for Campgrounds. So unless we find something really interesting on between here and going home, that'll probably be our last conversation until the next video. As always, anything can happen today, and anything did happen. So we'll see you next time. There she is. We're not quite home yet. We stopped at the Greene County Rest Area, and I'm going to show you something. So Greene County, Tennessee, I-81 Rest Area. They got some neat stuff here. I'll show you what they got. If you're not from Tennessee, you wouldn't know this, but they had this Civil War trails thing going on a couple years back, and they put all these monuments up. I know there's 4 in Hawkins County, which is my county, but they're everywhere. Most rest areas have something going on, but it's basically a little history lesson of what happened during the Civil War in the particular area you're at. And you can see that this one's about the Greenville Convention. I'll let you read that if you want to read it. You can pause this and read it if I'm moving too fast for you. But then you see some of the main players. There's Thomas A.R. Nelson. Of course, Andrew Johnson, the president who was after Lincoln. He's from here. He's from Greenville. William G. Brownlow. So anyways, so I'd show that to you. Well, we're almost home.